Hey guys, Luke here. In this video we're going to go through self-launching your kite by yourself, so getting the kite up in the air all by yourself. And in this method it's about connecting your bar and lines downwind, and basically you may have already seen my other video for connecting your bar and lines sort of upwind and then self-launching. A lot of the principles are exactly the same with this method, except by doing it downwind there's a couple of slight differences, and we're going to go through that now. In my opinion, it's really good to know sort of both ways, always, so you can set your bar and lines up in any direction really, and you're comfortable that you know it's going to be okay, it's going to work. You might get to a different beach, it's a different setup, you can only set up one way because there's limited space or whatever it is, and so you know how to set it up and how it's going to work for your self-launching no matter where you are. So this video, like I said, we're going to be doing it downwind. So what we've got today is the wind sort of hitting me in the face. You can see I've got the kite behind me here, and we've got the lines running directly downwind. Just before we launch, let's just go over to this sand over here, and we'll just quickly draw a little diagram that just explains how this works with the downwind setup. So what we've got right now is the wind direction sort of coming down the beach like this. That's the wind direction blowing down here. Now if you've seen our other video for the perfect position to launch your kite, if you haven't, go and watch that one, because it just explains exactly how we know how to position ourselves in the wind window in order to launch. And that's really important for self-launching, because as you know, the golden rule is that we're going to be launching perpendicular to this wind direction. So this is where we want to get to when we're launching our kite. At the moment, if we say we've got the kite parked here, sitting on the sand over there, just waiting, and we've got the lines running down here like this, the bar sitting here. What we're going to do is we're going to connect ourselves to the bar, and we're going to walk around on an arc to across the wind window perpendicular. And what's going to happen is, as we start to walk, once we get to around about here, we want to apply just a little bit of tension on those lines, and it's going to start to move the kite around like this until we're here. The kite's sort of sideways now. This wingtip will start catching wind, the kite will fold up, and it should fly. Okay, so that's how it works. So let's go and do it. And it's pretty light today, but that's good for sort of demonstrating this, because sometimes you have to toggle the lines a little bit more, or you have to be more specific in the perfect position, because if you're not, then it just sort of sits there on the sand. So let's go back, we'll hook in and see how it goes. So one of the most important things about self-launching is to make sure that you've set up your bar and lines correctly. If you have to triple check that, okay, you've just got to make sure, because if there's any problems here, you're not going to have that moment to fix it. No one's holding the kite for you. You need to know it's correct. So make sure you double check and triple check to make sure this is set up. When we're downwind, we have one of the luxuries of being able to do a pre-flight check and actually looking down the line to make sure that there's no twists or tangles. All the lines are free and clear. And now we know that it gives us another chance to look at it. One little tip for the downwind setup, you can see I've got my bar on the right here because we're downwind. So when you're picking the bar up, depending on which way you want to go, depends on how you pick the bar up. This is how the bar was. So if I'm going this way, I have to imagine that I pick the bar up like this and I spin it over like that. Now I'm ready to fly the kite. And if I was going to walk the other way, then I'd pick the bar up from this side, flip it over, and now I'm ready to fly the kite from that side. So we're going across this way now. So I'm just going to make sure I didn't make a mistake there, and then it rolls over like this. If you don't do that correctly, there may be a little twist in your lines. It's not a big deal. You can just untwist it, but it's nice to have that right. So you can see we're just starting to get into position. The lines are slack at the moment, but as we start to get closer to across the wind, we want to just apply a little bit of tension on that line. So you can see now, just by walking this way, the kite is going to start spinning around and start catching a little bit of wind in that wingtip. But I'm going to keep walking upwind, because I already sort of know where my perpendicular line is, because I've drawn it in the sand. I know I need to be up this way. You can see it starts to fill up. A little bit more. just with that leader line, and up she comes. Okay, so you can see I just sort of grab that leader line. Doesn't need to be aggressive, right? Just a gentle little pull with that one leader line. The kite lifts up into the sky. It was really simple self-launch. You can see it all went really smoothly, and one of the nice things about it is that downwind setup just self-rotates that kite around as you sort of come closer to that perpendicular line. The kite just spins and then lifts straight up, okay? Thanks guys, I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching. As always, you know, we love feedback. Let us know if there's anything you want to see, and just keep an eye out for other videos. We're making heaps of these ones. So thanks again guys, and we'll see you in the next one.